Okay, great leaders. We'll be looking at measures of dispersion today. We've treated measures of position, which has to do with central tendency, and is the mean, mode, and median. Let us consider measures of dispersion today. And I'll be looking at range today and deviation. Range and deviation today. Range. Range is simply defined as Q3 minus Q1. That is the highest value, the difference between the highest and the lowest values. The difference between the highest and the lowest values is what we call the range in measures of dispersion. The difference between the highest and the lowest values is what we call the range in measures of dispersion. So at your level, you should understand this, that you are simply subtracting the smallest value from the biggest or the largest value. So if you have a given distribution as, note I said, range is the difference between the highest value and the lowest value in a given distribution. So if you have this given to you as 4, 5, 6, 9, 3, 10, and I ask you, what is the range? What is the range? What is the range? It's simple. Since the formula for range I said is Q3 minus Q1, where Q3 is the highest and Q1 is the lowest. So my range will simply be, from what we have there, 10 take away 3. So my range is 7. My range is 7. My range is 7. You also have another concept still on range that is called the interquartile range. Interquartile range. Interquartile range. For those of you that are writing the WASI examination, interquartile range is measured at 50%. Interquartile range is measured at 50%, which means it talks about the half of the range. So your interquartile range is also known as a semi-quartile range. It's also known as a semi-quartile range or interquartile range because it talks about the half of the range. So this formula will be the interquartile range will simply be 1 over 2 Q3 minus Q1. So if I ask you to find the interquartile range of this same problem, you will simply be doing, consider the problem above, consider the problem above, the problem above. So the interquartile range will simply be 1 over 2 Q3 minus Q1, which is 1 over 2 10 minus 3, and that is 1 over 2 7, which is 7 over 2. That will give us 3.5. That is the interquartile range. I said it's measured in percentages. So it is 50% of what you have. That is called the interquartile range. So now you know what a range is, and you also know what the interquartile range is. If you're asked to calculate interquartile range, divide the range by 2. Divide what you have as your range by 2. Whatever answer you have, that is the answer. Let's look at deviation quickly. Deviation. Denoted with the symbol D. Deviation D. How do you calculate deviation of a given distribution? How do you calculate the deviation of a given distribution? The first step you should note is steps to consider. 1. Find the mean. Find the mean, which is by x. Find the mean. If you know your mean, then your deviation is simply each of the value minus the mean. That is your deviation. How to get your deviation? If somebody asks you what is the deviation, how to get it is simple. Find the mean. If you know your mean, then take out the mean from each of the value that is given. Whatever answer you have, that is the correct answer. Let's see example here given. Consider the example given. And as well, number 3 step, you can also find the modulus. Modulus are the positive values. The positive values of a given distribution are what we call the modulus, such that if a particular value is minus 2, in the modulus it becomes plus 2. If it is plus 2, it remains plus 2. But all the negative numbers of values, when it comes to modulus, they automatically become positive. So modulus is always looking at the positive part of a given value. So you can as well find the modulus of your deviation. After having your deviation, you can as well find the modulus and have your numbers all positive. I will deal with that next example I'm going to give us. Look at the example we have 4, 6, 3, 7. Find the deviation. Find the deviation. Let's do that solution. I said the first step is calculate the mean. Step 1, find the mean. Find mean. And that will be what? Our mean is simply summation f over n. So our mean will be now 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 7 over 4. So our mean will be 20 over 4, and that is 5. So our mean is 5. Now step 2, I said get your deviation by simply subtracting the mean value from each of the score or the data given to you. What was given to us was 4, 6, 3, 7. So our deviation will be, the first number will be 4 minus 5. Second number will be 6 minus 5. Third number will be 3 minus 5, 3 minus 5, and the last number will be 7 minus 5. That is it. So our deviation will simply be minus 2, 1, minus, this minus 1, minus 1, 1, minus 2, 1, minus 2, 2, minus 2, 2. So our deviation will be minus 1, 1, minus 2, 2. These are our deviation that we have. These are our deviation. I said the first thing you do if you want to get your deviation is find the mean value. Calculate your mean. Have your mean value. If you have the mean value, subtract the mean value from each of the value or from each of the score given to you in that distribution. And that's what I did right now. The first number in the distribution was 4, and our mean was 5. So I'll be doing 4 take away 5. Not 5 take away 4. Please, not 5 take away 4. The first value here is 4, not 5. So that'll be 4 take away the mean, which is 5. 6 take away the mean, which is 5. 3 take away the mean, which is 5. And 7 take away the mean, which is still 5. So here you have 4 take away 5 is minus 1. 6 take away 5 is 1. 3 take away 5 is minus 2. And 7 take away 5 is 2. Then I said lastly, you can find the modulus of your deviation. The modulus of these numbers are simply 1, 1, 2, 2. That is the final result. So here are our deviations, and here are the modulus of the deviation. I said modulus is simply the positivity of a particular value or number. So all the positivity of these numbers are 1, 1, 2, 2. Minus 1 becomes 1, 1 remains 1, minus 2 becomes 2, 2 remains 2. So here we have the modulus, here we have the deviation, and here we have the mean. For you to find your deviation, you must always find the mean value. Once you know your mean value, then subtract the mean value that you have from each of the value given to you in your distribution. Whatever answers you have, those answers are called your deviation. And I said you can as well find the positivity or the modulus of your deviation. And I've shown you that here on the board. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.